Alright, I'm Matt, and this is the Duskers Daily Challenge for the 23rd of July 2026. Today we have Rewrite Power, Decontaminate, Sensor, and 10 points above average drone health. We are on a barge A with 2 infestation types, and they are hiding out in R3 and R6. Now I could find out what they are right quick, but let's try to do it somewhat safely. That's what I thought. Okay. It looks reasonably good, so let's do it this way. That's a swarm. That isn't a sentry. That's also a swarm. I hate it. Because that means I have no clue what my second infestation type is. Which we are going to do it somewhat safe here. Alright. Right. Now it's going to get a little bit crowded in here. Right. Good news. They're out. Oh, great. Oh, great. That's a huge ass room with an open door. I do have a way around this, which is called Rewrite Power. Right. Of course. Now I gotta clear out this room for reasons. I like this even less. Okay. Okay. Mind you, I have a way to deal with this anyhow. When this form comes. Right, that's another big ass room. Alright. I'd like to find out that my second infestation type is Sentry. But I don't seem to have that kind of luck. Anyway. Okay, there's more power in there. Oh, great. Please don't be R2. R7 would be okay, so would R6, I think. I mean, we have decontaminate, so we can remove the radiation. But I kind of wanna... Okay. So R5 is gone for now. That's a tiny room. Yeah. Okay. The reason why I'm keeping the radiation in for now is that I want to see if we have a sentry. Right, that should work. Now this might get us slime in an inopportune room. It didn't. Right. Okay, good news. We do not have slime. Bad news is, of course, we have lepers. And since they have a bad habit of moving slow-like, kind of hoping that we have a good upgrade on Colin here. A probe. Damaged stealth. No terminals anywhere around here. Okay. So, well, we could use the radiation to deal with the swarms. Oop. Good thing they're numbered that way. Okay. Well, that's not quite as I intended, but sure. That didn't work, of course. All right, so that's not bad. Because that removes that R3 swarm. We'll keep the radiation in R5 for now. Right. Okay, let's do it like this. And then I'm gonna use the probe as an exploration upgrade once I've got all those rooms scanned here. Right, okay. Okay. Gotta keep in mind that R3 was irradiated, so D21 is also dangerous. Okay. So I want that leaper out of there. Good. Grab that probe, just so we can do that. Alright. Now this is going to scan those two rooms. But it keeps me from putting... from opening the vent room. Okay, clear. Can we do R8 too? Nah, can't. Okay, there's something in there. That's a leaper. Right then, so there goes a probe. Let's do R11 instead and get you over into R9. Because that was 2 distinct attacks. And that's what I figured. Be nice if those guys moved up. Alright, so very good, very good. Because now R6 is clear. Camera in the coal mine here. Nothing. Nothing we see. Thing is, I have a limited amount of probes, so... Okay, that's a leaper. That works. That works. All right. That works. This is clear. So... Doesn't sound like swarm here. That's crap. Not a big fan of R12 here. But again, it doesn't sound like swarm. Doesn't look like leaper. Alright, R12 has to be clear because we pulled a leaper out of there. Never mind. R16 is clear, we know that. Alright. Right then. Right then. That should do. That's one room. Okay. Again, doesn't sound like swarm. Could be leaper, although we have had quite a few of those guys. Alright, so we do have defenses here. Would you look at that? Again? Alright. Which room is it going to be now? Let me guess, R17. R7, that's mostly okay, I guess. Huge room. That doesn't work. But it's got this room, so... Alright. This is where we are. Can't get that ship upgrade. That's a bit sad, but we can work it. Yep. So three more rooms to scan, and if we feel real interesting, we can even get rid of the leapers, which honestly I might do. Let's do R19 for this. Yeah, that was not what I meant to do. We don't need R18, so that's what I wanted. Alright, so that's all she wrote. We do have the defense. We can decontaminate R5 if we want to. Number 1, number 2, and let's get the third one. Right. Mostly because I want to see what we can find in there. I never did put that sensor in R18, but what did we get? 10 scrap, no fuel, no oh yeah, 1 drone with 2 upgrades. One of which being probe, which, you know, very, very useful. Starting score was 540. We had a gain of 285 for a total score of 825. Congratulations to Anaproach, Jurick, Stimpy, and Chuck Roddy, who all got those 825 with times between 2543 and 3121, which was all of them slower than me. That's unusual. The robot and Balzac went out of 805, missing out on 1 scrap. Not sure where. We had decontaminate to get rid of the radiation. We had radiation to get rid of the swarms. And we had probe to find all the scrap. Quasdemo and LB got 801. LB also missing out on 1 scrap and taking 4 damage. That's radiation. Quasdemo getting that scrap but taking 24 damage. That might be radiation. Actually, has to be. Also, we didn't really have a good way to get rid of swarms without sacrificing a drone, so that's a lot of radiation damage. Not sure how that happened. I mean, the 4 I could explain by forgetting that there was an irradiated doorway. The scrap I'm not sure about. There might have been scrap in that up in R7. But yeah, we had decontaminate, so wherever you got radiation, you could get rid of it. Interesting. I mean, LB did it, or both of them did it much faster than me. Maybe that's the reason. Dog Wasp 695, Cody Labs 615, Dragon Doggy 325, Mikkel Lapkar and Entropy Harvest got 155, Nuclear Pasta 130, Morse Moose and B70AV 85. Razim Holloway, Donoman, and some Asian looking characters. Could be Japanese, could be something else in that area. Went out of zeros. Ozark 1 doesn't have their score submitted. Prince and Rainfire also went out of zeros. My guess would be many of the low scores are because both room adjacent to R2 were dangerous today. They both held swarms, so they were very dangerous. Which was why the doors were closed. You just can't open those doors. If you start a room or start a ship and the room outside A1 does not have open doors, there is no safe room around that. So all of the rooms around it are dangerous. Today we only had 2 of those. But usually the next room over is safe, usually. And that was very, I mean, it might not be, but we had that thing with the next room having an airlock on the top side. So peeking the door was possible there. Otherwise, you would have to open that top room and hope that whatever is in the in R3 moves. That can take a while. You have no guarantee, no idea when it happens. And since both were swarms, there might have been door attacks might have been a factor today, which, yeah. Of course, the other option would be to do the thing that I did with the swarms up top. You can put a sensor in R1, move whatever is in R6 out, move it up top to that airlock room, if you have that door. Because infestations, or rather swarm and leaper, will keep moving to the right, and they will prefer any other door over an airlock, given the choice. Both of those things are always given the choice. So yeah, you can get R6 cleared out for 2.5 minutes. Cool. Because that's the thing, R6 had an event, so there's also the risk of running into trouble with that. Oh well. Anyhow, as usual. I will put a link to a playlist containing the other players' videos into the video description, along with links to their daily challenge playlists and to Discord. And if that's it, let's see what tomorrow brings, and until then, thank you and good night.